Okay, start off with e4. Key C sage, huh? Don't know what that refers to. Let's see, he's attacking this pawn. So there's nothing to stop me from pushing this pawn. Let's go ahead and push it. Normally they do a move like knight here or pawn here to kind of discourage this pawn from coming forward. I guess knight here wouldn't stop the pawn from coming forward, but it would give me time to play d4. So shall we go with d4 now? Maybe c3 and then d4. So see which way he wants to take. He can take this way and this way. There's a check here. I guess I would block with my queen, my bishop. Okay, I think I'll stop the knight from coming in here. And maybe put some pressure on that knight. It's undefended. Let's see how he wants to defend. Yeah, I played the black side of this position many times, but I haven't played the white side before. This is some kind of Alapin variation of the Alapin Sicilian. That's castle. So I don't know all the ideas from this side. Yeah, let's pile up on that knight. If he takes, I don't mind. It gives me an extra pawn supporting the sitter. Usually the knight retreats here, I think. But I am threatening to take and then take again, so just winning a pawn. Okay, take. And he kicks my bishop back. Guess I'll go here. If he kicks, I'll probably take his knight because don't want him to get in, b6 here. He hits my bishop and hits the pawn. So that's another reason to take, I guess. So I should defend this. Maybe this way. Yeah, you can put a bishop in here, which might be interesting. But now I can attack his queen on tempo and get rid of my pawn weakness. I could go forward again and completely enclose him here. Let's see how that works. Now his bishop covers this square, so I can't easily put a piece there. Let's see, I want to lift up my queen. Yeah, bring it over here. Tack some of his queenside things here. So his rook is not really hitting anything. He's just taking advantage of the fact that I can't oppose his rook. Yeah, let's close it off. Let's see what that rook is doing over there. So now I really want to chase this bishop back. Let's do that. This is Putin. Thank you for the follow. And how are you doing, Mr. Leader of the Russians? He really wants to push this pawn forward, huh? Okay. Just going to bring my knight here, yeah. Force those rooks back. And let's see if we can block out this bishop in some way. Ah, so he wants to come in. Yeah, I noticed that he could do that. But I can chase him away from that square, I think. Getting a little complicated here, so I'm not quite sure what's going on. Oh, yeah, chasing by rook away means I can't play pawn to f4, which is what I intended to play there. I guess he can still play his pawn up, right? I take, he takes, I take, he takes, yeah. But anyway, he took this way. That's what I was hoping for. And, okay, just wants to get rid of all this stuff. That's all right. Opposite colored bishops. Okay, let's chase that queen away. Now, I guess I don't want to allow the queen in here, so let's just back off here. Maybe we'll just start chasing the chasing this bishop then. Yeah, it might not be a whole lot I can do here, but we'll play on for a bit. Looks kind of drawish to me, this position. Chase the queen away. Yeah, actually, that's good. That's good. I go here, he can check me with his queen on f2. If I go anywhere else, oh, the pawn's defended, so I can go here. I was thinking you could take the h-pawn. That would be a problem. But he can't, so fortunately for me, my queen was well positioned here. So I go here, he takes the bishop, I take the queen, he takes the queen, I take it back, so I can play this. Doesn't really do anything. Let's see, I need to keep his bishop out of these squares. Okay, so I'm going to try and break through on the queen side then, since he's playing like that. On the king side, I mean. He left a pawn over here for me to grab. And no reason to give up that pawn, is there? And I'll take these pawns and queen one of these. And he resigned. Yeah, he was going to lose anyway. There's no way to stop my king from coming over and taking this pawn and then these pawns march. He might have had better luck with his king if he'd gone after this pawn over here and tried to queen this guy. Might have forced me to sacrifice, but I think I was winning anyway. We can ask the chess engine here what it thought, starting with the starting with this move. Thought I was winning from here, and no, not winning. Okay, I play here, take, take. Yeah, so he still has enough counterplay here. So when does he lose? There, he loses on that move. His only move here, bishop f3. He's got to sacrifice the bishop. Ah, he can stop my pawn from making progress. If I push the pawn, then I can't get my king to this square to help it through. So that's how he can blockade me. And yeah, and if I go here, then he comes back here. Hello. Yeah, that's the way it is. I had a problem earlier getting harassed, so I had to put a limit on that. But welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Let's get another game here. Okay, white, Arsal, 1811. I don't really like to play against players who move so quickly. It gives me, throws me off a little bit in the timing of my moves. Okay, he's playing the English. And I'm used to being able to think on my opponent's time a little bit. It takes away all that time that I would have. Okay, I'm going to go for kind of a symmetrical English setup here with the early d5. That's the way I often play it, just to get at least a half open line, avoiding a completely closed position. Take with the knight, I guess. I was briefly considering taking with the queen, but you know, when I take with the queen, it will just come under attack from the knight. Oh, I didn't defend that. Ah, okay. Yeah, I needed to take and then develop my knight, huh? So there's something I can do here. Let's get some quick development anyway. Ah. Okay, let's get castled to unpin my knight. He could have pushed the pawn. I guess I would grab the rook there, so maybe it wasn't okay. Maybe it's all right the way it was played. Looked dangerous, though, grabbing that. But that would pin the bishop. Okay, all unpinned. And material. I'm just down a pawn. Otherwise, we are okay. And yeah, he's got a issue with this diagonal here. So I can maybe create a weakness here. Ah, the queen takes. Yeah, I missed that. So, but I moved my queen with tempo somewhere. Maybe here, hitting his bishop. And I get my bishop to this square. The one thing I have going for me in this position is I've already castled. So I go here. And if he takes the rook, I take the queen. So I go here and the queen moves. Then do I get to move the rook? Queen could go here. And maybe we just trade rooks. Maybe that's what we do. Because the queen can go to this square and prevent my rook from saving itself. Ah. Wants to trade queens, huh? I take the queen, he takes back, I take the rook, he takes the rook. I can move my bishop with tempo. So here, hitting this pawn. He can move his bishop with tempo, I suppose, as well. Yeah. So if I take, no, it's his king. It's his king that moves with tempo, not his bishop. Let's grab this pawn. Yes, he can castle with tempo. Let's defend my outside passed pawn. This is a potential game winner here. Yeah, let's just drop down to a secure location and then bring my rook out. Rooks belong behind the passed pawns. Yeah, I have a pretty simple plan in this position. Just push that pawn forward. Oh, don't be too eager, right? I got to make sure I don't get mated. He can blockade the pawn now. Well, I didn't have a choice there. I was just gotta do what you gotta do. Okay, he's gonna let me move the pawn forward at least one step. Oh, this is good, isn't it? I take, he takes, push, he goes back, push, 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 all the way down. Then bring my king in. Well, he's got to take. I don't know what else he's thinking. Okay, so he went there, and let's bring my king out. Oh. Oh my, oh my. So that just doesn't work so well, huh? Just have to get my king over here. And let's see if I can mop up these pawns quick enough. Think I am. Think I am winning. And that should be enough to convince him to resign. Yeah, good game. Somebody new. Let's see. I don't know if I've done d4 yet. Let's try that. Seems like I had a lot of black. So we can play the Nimzo-Indian, the King's Indian, the Grinfeld, or we can still transpose into a classical, but classical Queen's Gambit declined. But we got a Nimzo-Indian. Always fun to play against. Okay, I like to bring the bishop out here quickly to stop his knight from coming here. But yeah, in this particular setup, he's fianchettoing so he can get some pressure here. So F3 is my counter to that. And then I'm going to get castled here. So I think this is a respectable line, but let's see. Bishop is still defending here, so that's okay. Just have to defend the knight. I don't even have to defend the knight. He takes, I take. He takes, I take. Yeah, it's just castle. Okay. So I've got two bishops and a big center here. Let's see if I can do something with it. Could do a queen and bishop battery here. They put the bishop here, push this pawn forward, and the knight has to move, and then I mate him. A simple plan. Black often plays E5 to stop that. Curious. So he got a couple of pawns for a piece. Maybe 3 pawns. Let's see. If he takes here, he'll have 4 versus 3 and 3 versus 1. So he will have gotten 3 pawns for his piece, which is technically okay. Okay, so let's activate the bishop. And then need to get a rook into the game. Now, should I trade off one pair of rooks? I go here. He pushes, I take, he takes, and I take the pawn. I think it is simpler if I get rid of one pair of rooks, but not entirely sure. Then I'll activate my king. If I don't get to grab that pawn right away. If I can grab the pawn, I will. He says I can have the pawn. Okay, I'll take it. My other goal is to get the rook here. Check here, and there should be a mate there, right, with the bishop and the rook. So he retreated his bishop. Okay, so we get the check. We get this check. And then check and take bishop, take rook. And he resigned. Good game. Okay. Spicy, spicy, yeah. Here I'm going to try knight f3 here. And c4. Playing a Reti system. Although it looks like this will turn into a ordinary queen's pawn opening the way that I could still go for the double fianchetto. Let's try it. Little different position here. I'm going to get a rook on the c file and get my knight to c5 if I can. I can't do that. If I go here, he plays b5 and I have nowhere to run to. How annoying is that? I go here. I guess this is the way to do it. I go here and then I can take the pawn. Got to adjust your plans according to the circumstances. Okay, then I can get my rook to the c file. Okay, let's kick that bishop. Do not allow that pin to stand. Now I'm threatening to take here and win a pawn. So he keeps pushing. Let's see, now we got two attackers here and two defenders. So yeah, if I were to get rid of that knight, it would knock out one of those defenders. But he knocks out my knight first. So, but I had a square to retreat to this time, so that was why I was better than last time. So I'm going to play d3 here and take this pawn, open up this diagonal. It's especially good now that he opened up the diagonal for me. Let's see what he does. I could have just taken the knight. Yeah, that was kind of silly. Okay, I think I still win material here because he's got a rook hanging, a knight hanging. No. Okay, well, I get a pawn at least. I think I could have won a whole piece there. And now I'm threatening to push this pawn in with a double attack on the rook and the knight. Yeah, it's dangerous to hurriedly throw your pawns forward. You can get into trouble. Yeah, I want to take this pawn, but if I push, he can actually... if I just push the e-pawn, he can actually push his d-pawn and avoid the trade that way. Okay, he's a little bit tied up here. Let's see what he does to unwind. This pawn on e4 is doing a good job keeping his pieces out of this square, this square. Yeah, let's take out that d4 pawn. And we have a nice simple pawn majority. Okay, so he got his knight free. Maybe looking to come into the e4 square. From there, I can go here or here. So I can just wait and then kick it. Should activate my other rook, it looks like. Okay, he's hitting the bishop. I can play this pawn forward, hitting his queen. Because my queen defends the bishop. So his queen is nearly trapped. Just need to move the rook out of the way and put my bishop there. Sadly, I have to take that, huh? And then I have to be careful how I take the have to be careful how I take this pawn too, because his queen His queen was looking at this square. So that awkward position of the queen, he managed to make that work. Is this the hyper-modern way? Yeah, I think so. That's the Reti is a hyper-modern opening. I wonder if he could have taken this at some point. If you look here, yeah, when he hopped in with the knight, I guess he wanted to take back right away so that he didn't escape. But maybe he could have played rook takes pawn, hitting my queen and hitting here. Could have tried queen here, hitting his rook. Would have gotten complicated. Okay, so he went there. Let's take. Yeah, so how many pieces has he got on that? 3. So rook takes, rook takes, rook takes is going to be troublesome. I guess we will defend it this way. He can actually drop his knight in here, take advantage of the pin. I'm thinking maybe just queen here, trade the queens off. Yeah. If he doesn't trade, oh, he could move his knight to where it defends the queen. Then I would take. But yeah, he takes. And now the knight is hanging. And I could hop into this square. Okay, but it went there instead. So we'll go here, somewhere somewhere where the knight can't immediately attack us. Now I want to activate my bishop here. Let's see if I can force something here. Yeah, the knight hop back. Now, I want to... how do I attack that pawn? It's not so easy to attack that pawn. Let's say his knight is looking at those squares. If I go here, he can take the center pawn and hit my bishop. Okay, let's just activate the king then. Okay, go for an endgame. There we go. Now I've got this passer over here. This should be good. He might be able to scoop up a pawn over here somehow, but... and I can bring my king in. Okay, now I get the check and we get one step closer. Check and queen, so he's got to step up. I don't think he can solve this one, right? If he steps up, then I queen with check. If he leaves it there, I check with my rook and then queen. And he's too far away. As long as he's got a square to go to. It was almost a stalemate trick. Here he can't go forward and he can't go backwards. But he has this square here next to him, so he can go back and forth there. And I can leisurely mate him. Really nowhere to go. Okay, well, that was a fun game. I think that's been 2 hours. I think that's end. Why did black go for this end game? Yeah, that was a mistake. That was definitely a mistake. Yeah, I would have kept the queens on. Was there a way to keep the queens on? I kind of forced an endgame here. Because if the queen retreats, he loses the knight. Again, we can put the chess engine on here just for a second. Yeah, it's +2 for white. It's good. The queen can retreat to d7. Okay, this is the recommended move. And then allow me to take the knight. f4 first. Why doesn't he take the pawn? Oh, I've got a mate threat. And I can just take it anyway. Okay, that's interesting. So not so easy for him here. Queen takes d7. Best move is f4. And his best move is rook to h5, running away from the pawn. And then I can take the knight here if I want to. And then he can come in and get some play over here. Or I could continue to delay taking the knight. Back up. Back up. What was it? It was rook here, pawn up. That would be tricky to play too with an open king, but I am a rook up. This bishop is looking like a pretty sad piece. But it could get into the game if I don't get into immediate trouble. Anyway, as I was about to say, I think that's it for this session. I wanted to announce that I'm taking a vacation next week, so I won't be here next Sunday, and then I'll be back. So just 1 week off. Last time I took a 1 week vacation, I got sick and I was gone for 4 weeks. But this time, just 1 week. Fingers crossed. Can't get sick twice like that. Shouldn't be able to. So let's go back to Twitch and see if there's somebody we can raid here.